All right. Got our cards, got our deck list, Stream Decker updated, everything posted. Let's go. So, what are we playing in Modern today? We're continuing our adventure through the many moods of Urza, Lord High Artificer, with Urza Breach. So this is a combo deck utilizing the now infamous card from Pioneer, Underworld Breach. It's also quite popular in Legacy. So this card is 1 in red for an enchantment that says each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice Underworld Breach. So as most people noted when this card was spoiled, there is absolutely nothing fair that is going to happen with this card. You're not going to play this card and then play 2 spells from your graveyard and that's going to be your turn. No, we're going to do a bunch of degenerate things here, which are not really something that's in my wheelhouse, but hey, let's take a crack at it. So what are we going to do with this? So we've got Grinding Station, KCI replacement in Modern. So Kruk Clan Ironworks was a deck that was extant before in Modern and was banned away from us, but luckily we've got Grinding Station to pick up the slack. So Grinding Station says, tap, sacrifice an artifact, target player puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard, and whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, you may untap Grinding Station. So, if we have a situation where we have a 0-cost artifact, like Mishra's Bauble or Mox Amber, in our graveyard, we can play that card for 0 mana with Underworld Breach. It's for the low cost of exiling 3 cards from our graveyard. It comes into play, and then we can sacrifice it to Grinding Station, and then Grinding Station will untap. So if we mill ourselves, this allows us to mill over our entire library, and then find this Thassa's Oracle in our graveyard, and as long as we have blue, we can cast that with Escape and win the game instantaneously. Most of the rest of the deck is just here to set up that combo. We also have 2 copies of Thopter Foundry, 1 copy of Sword of the Meek, so we can also go off infinitely with the Thopter Sword Urza combo. We've got Emry here to just kind of grind out value. So this is a different type of combo deck than the sort of Grixis Whirza shells. This has 2 independent combos that sort of both work out of the graveyard. With that in mind, the sideboard has tools to deal with that, like Pharika's Libation. This allows us to have our opponent sacrifice an enchantment like, I don't know, Leyline of the Void, or perhaps Rest in Peace. And then we've got other bits of disruption, things like Fatal Push to keep us alive in aggressive matchups, Blood Moon to disrupt certain decks, Ashiok also is disruptive. So just generally speaking, a powerful linear combo deck. Not something that is normally up my alley, but we're going to try it out here today. So let's hop into a league and see if we can't get some people with Urza Breach. After this, we're going to be playing Sultai Urza with 4 copies of Tireless Tracker, 3 or 4 copies of Tireless Tracker in the main deck, which is a cool list I found in the most recent Moto 5.0 dump. Punt Then Wine, who we played against the other day, is now up to tied for first in that trophy race. You go. Ooh, the Asian Avenger. I feel like this is someone famous. I feel like the Asian Avenger is the Asian Avenger and is famous for being so. Alright, we're going to keep this hand on the draw. It's not the fastest thing we could be doing, but I believe the Asian Avenger is known for playing control decks. Seems like a reasonable hand. Basic Forest Utopia Sprawl. Alright. So our lands might be getting attacked here. Probably not the Niv deck. Yeah, so this is probably some kind of Ponza or Blood Moon deck, so I'm happy that I kept as many lands as I did. Part of me wants to play out this Scalding Tarn on turn 1, but if they don't have a Stone Rain, if their only plan is to Stone Rain me on this turn, I think I can afford to play this Tarn and wait. So let's see if we can sort of fizzle their game plan of attacking my lands. It's also possible they'll just jam a Blood Moon here, hoping that that shuts down our deck. At this point, it's not going to shut it down too effectively. Let's pop over to the deck list. I don't actually have this one memorized. So we've got 5 basic islands, a mountain, and a swamp, as well as an Arcum's Astrolabe in my hand. So if there's a Blood Moon here, we're gonna be happy campers. Absolutely fine by me. I don't even need to get my mountain with this one because Astrolabe is going to provide all of the mana I need. So basically, thanks to our construction, this is somewhat of a free mulligan for our opponent. We're getting some virtual card advantage here because they're playing a card that pretty much doesn't do anything. Just want to get stuff going here, so I'm going to jam out my engineered explosives early. I have a backup Emry, so even if she dies, we're going to be okay. Unfortunately, she flipped an Underworld Breach, so my opponent's going to know what's up, what's going on fairly quickly here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Chandra, Torch of Defiance this turn. They can also start going after our lands. This is a Breach deck. This is the Urza Breach deck. Tireless Tracker, no land follow-up. Well, that is tremendous for us. And we've got this Engineered Explosives that can go after the clues. So we are in the driver's seat in this game for show. So I can start grinding myself this turn if I want to. Don't know if that's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I guess with Emry and another backup. Oh, that's weird. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. I don't think it's supposed to trigger itself, but all right. So I'm going to grind myself, see what it flips. I have to sack an artifact to grind. Right. All right, hold on. Sorry, I haven't actually played with these cards yet. So I'm going to play Chromatic Star. And then when I sacrifice the star, I get to draw a card. I don't think I need to do that this turn, so I'm just going to pass the turn here. It's a small chance we get a little beat up by this Tireless Tracker, but that's fine. I guess I could have ground myself for 6 there, hoping to flip over Thopter Sword, Arbor Elf. Yeah, my opponent's draw looks like it's just not lining up against ours at all, which is super great. Red, okay, Stone Rain, sure. So that does keep me off of Urza mana, which is a little frustrating, but I think we're going to be okay. And then Chromatic Star is a lot like Chromatic Sphere, but it instead of the card draw being tied to the mana ability, it's actually just tied to the card dying. So I'm going to grind myself at end of turn here, sacking the star. So draw a card, and then I will mill myself for 3. Cool. And then go into my turn. We flipped another grinding station, which is not useful as far as I understand the way this deck is intended to play out. But that's fine. So gonna play second star here. Comes into play, triggers. I'm gonna grind myself, sacrifice the star. So this means I draw a card, I grind myself for 3, and then I untap the grinding station. Yes. I can play Mox Amber, then I can sacrifice it, replay it with Emry, and get Urza out this turn. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to cast the Mox Amber. Cool, we've got a trigger on the stack. I'm going to use this for mana. I'm going to grind myself here. Sacrifice the Mox Amber. Sure. Then I let myself untap. Yep. And then we're going to Emry to replay the Mox Amber. Cool. I can sacrifice it again, but I'm not really incentivized to do that right now. So that's fine, yes. And then we play Urza. Okay. Now Urza's going to let us go off a little bit here. Okay. Opponent's scooped up to that. I'm not exactly sure why. There was a Sword of the Meek in the graveyard. And I guess I could have cycled through a bunch more draws. But I'm not actually sure that I won that game at all. So, all right. So I think they were just scooping to the fact that their Blood Moon deck kind of spun its wheels and did nothing there. So Fatal Push and Thoughtseize seem super great here. Red-green doesn't have great graveyard hate. I also wonder if Battle at the Bridge is going to be useful in this matchup. Probably-ish. And then I have no idea how I'm supposed to sideboard out in this game. Part of me thinks things like Wishclaw Talisman are unnecessary in this setup, but I don't actually understand the value of the Wishclaw Talisman in this deck, so... Engineer Explosives is definitely not the best card in this matchup, especially when I'm bringing in other pieces of interaction. I feel like Emry is not going to be long for this world in post-board games, but if that's the case, Goblin Engineer is kind of the worst Emry. It does tutor up the sword of the Meek for that combo. I'm going to try something like this. I really have no idea what I'm doing. Pogo Shark, my good friend in chat there, if you have any suggestions on exactly what I should be doing, feel free to fire them off. I feel like Sai would be good here. Sai is bolt proof and gives us an endless flood of Thopters. Maybe we'll toss an Urza and just pull down a little bit. I'll try that. Alrighty, game the second. Sword of the Meek in hand is not the best, but double fetch land against the Ponza deck is not the worst. I'm going to keep this. This is turn 2 Emry, but we have double fetch land against Ponza. There's a good chance that they'll board out their Stone Rains for other pieces of interaction. Oh, yeah, no worries. There's a chance they'll board out their Stone Rain since we're fetch land heavy and they just want to go fast. Sprawl, yep. This deck is a good example of one of the things that I found out testing Mox Amber over the last little while, which is that I feel like Mox Amber is a card where you either want to have exactly 1 or 4 copies, or of course 0 in your deck. Mox Amber is really not, it's not a middle of the road card. It's not something you want 2 or 3 of in a deck. It's either like you're fine with seeing multiple copies in a game and it's part of your game plan, or you want to see exactly 1 if it comes up. So this is definitely a 4 Mox Amber kind of deck. Looks like we're going to get Glory Banged on turn 3 if I had to guess. It's not going to be too bad. Oh, a Breach. I actually have no idea how fast we can go off. Should have fetched with that end of turn, but live and let die. Because there's a chance the Glory Bringer is coming out this turn, or Chandra Torch of Defiance, I think I'm going to fetch. Okay, I'm going to need a black eventually. This is not a Mystic Sanctuary deck, correct? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely not. There's like no instants and sorceries in the main deck at all. I think out of all the things in my hand that I want to play, it's Thopter Foundry that's the most appealing, I guess. Don't have the mana to play Breach right now. Thopter Foundry allows me to play Emry for 1 next turn, which is not the best thing ever, but alright, we'll play Emry. If they Glory Bringer us here, I'm not going to be super happy, but red green, Chandra. Oh, 1 more mana. Here comes Glory Bringer. Storm Breath Dragon. Yeah. Alright, well that's better for us than Glory Bringer. So Flying Haste Pro White, when it becomes monstrous, deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of cards in their hand. So that bad Mamma Jamma can definitely end games in a hurry. Firing off my Bauble here to get some extra draws. I was hoping for a land. I did not get one. Okay, so if I pop out the Astrolabe here, kind of gives me the most chance at a land, but I think I'm just going to go Bauble out, Sword of the Meek out, and then if the sword gets destroyed, then we're going to be A-okay to play Thopter Foundry next turn, and if we draw the land for the next turn, then we'll be able to start chump blocking the Stormbreath Dragon with Thopter tokens, because we've got Thopter Sword assembled at that point. Taking another 4 here, going down to 10. So kind of on a semi 3-turn clock. There's a pretty good chance they've got Lightning Bolt or something in their deck, although if they did, I feel like they would kill the Emry, so it's probably Chandra here. No, it's 5. Pillage. Yeah, that sucks. Alright, well, gotta draw that land anyway. Maybe we can draw land and Mox. I mean, Mox is almost the same thing. This actually does mean we have access to 4 mana this turn, so I can play a Mox, make a mana, play the next Mox, make a mana, play a third Mox, make a mana. I can't... Oh, yeah, I can go off here, actually. I'm pretty sure I can go off here. So all I gotta do is play the Arcum's Astrolabe. Yeah, okay. So if I play the Astrolabe with the Snow-Covered Swamp, tap for 1, tap for 1 again. So I've got 2 mana, play Breach, I've got an Amber in my graveyard, and then I cycle the Ambers. So I think I won. Let's find out. Come on, let's go on an adventure. Let's find out together. Oh, I don't have the Grinding Station in play yet, and I need more mana to do that. Can still keep going for this land draw, though. And I used Emry to play the Astrolabe. So, but I think I can definitely win next turn. Okay, so I have 1 more mana on this turn if I want it. So cast the second Mox Amber, that's fine. Keep that one. Little annoyed that I didn't draw a land there, but what are you going to do? And then I could battle at the bridge for 2 here. Or next turn I can battle at the bridge for 4, even if they kill my Emry. So let's stick in, just hope we can get to that. So yeah, I was looking at this Grinding Station in my hand and thinking we could go off there. So I should have realized earlier in this game that I was going to be that close to going off. Do they have 7 here? They do. I think I'm dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they do. I should die here. Yeah. Shoot. I wasn't thinking about that. If I'd gained the 2... Yeah. Shoot. All right. All right. So Fatal Push looking a little less good. Pharika's Libation looking okay-ish. That can't possibly be actually all that worth it, I don't think. All right, so this is fine. Just didn't draw any of my interaction. Maybe Fatal Push is not good enough here. Maybe Pharika's Libation and bring back the Urza. Get a little more combo-rific on the play. One more turn there, we would have had it. So being on the play would have made a big difference. We also drew no real interaction in that entire game. I like to go first. Yes, please. Would I like to keep this hand? Yes. This has turn 1 Emry with live Mox Amber. This is an insane hand. Pretty sure this hand is the nuts. So Shack, Bauble, Amber, Emry, Kadoosh. Oh, that is a beautiful graveyard. My God. Probably should have upkeep bobbled them there. Not going to be too worried about it, but... Alright, here comes the Arbor Elf. Maybe Lightning Bolt. Sprawl. Yep. Okay. So, bobble them. They're going to draw Tireless Tracker. That's great. Doesn't interact with us at all. I would like my second land, please. Sweet. And replacement Emry in case the first one dies. I have a second Mox Amber here, so I can actually put Urza into play this turn. And then Urza is going to let me cast Chromatic Star or Bauble. That seems fine. So we go 1, 2, 3. Play the max. Keep the max. Tap the max. Play Urza. Urza gives me a construct. Oh, and then actually I can play out Bauble for 0. Yeah. And then I can use the construct and the Bauble to play this grinding station. And then I could use the grinding station to play the backup Emry, but I think I'm going to hold on to it. My opponent incorrectly assuming that I know how to win from this day. Turn 2 Urza like the good old days. Yeah, I would say that that's like the big upside of playing this deck is that you get to do that. So that's kind of sweet. I never actually played any kind of Urza deck during that time because I sold out of my Mox Opals once the sort of Urza Whirza decks looked like they were going to be top tier. And then the Simic Urza deck got found, and I was like, oh, that deck is amazing. I want to play everything that it's doing, but I'm not going to rebuy Moxes to play it. So I never actually got to do that, but this deck does scratch that itch. Looks like we're getting Blood... Oh, Simian Spirit Guide, P, and Kieran Nar. Yeah, that's definitely not going to kill us. Oh my god. I can untap my grinding station because of the Thopters. I probably should be, I guess. But I'm not. Okay. So I just need a Breach or Thopter Sword. So I just want to mill myself as many times as possible this turn, so I'm going to cast Chromatic Star out of the bin. I will use Snow-Covered Island for that. Oops. Yeah, wasn't supposed to do that, but that's okay. So I'm going to tap Chromatic Star for mana, then I'm going to mill myself and sack the Chromatic Star. I guess activating my Emry early like that was not the right way to do things. And I don't have any other artifact I can play here. So I might just be bricked this turn. I guess I could spin Urza. So probably going to do that. Pharika's Libation is definitely not going to do a lot of work here. 1, 2, 3. I'll use the Construct instead of the Bauble, because then I can still use the Bauble to go off. Urza flips out. Thassa's Oracle. Whoops. I mean, I will play it. It's going to let me go for 5. I'll put this Sword of the Meek on top. Yes, please. And then assuming that they don't kill my Urza, I'm going to win the game next turn. Cool. Even if they do, though, I'm going to be able to go off pretty hard with Thopter Sword, so see how she goes. If you scryed the breach to the top, you won there? Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. I went the other way with it. No idea how to play this deck. Yep, we're learning together. Let's learn together. I'm definitely going to block with this Thassa's Oracle, because if they kill it, then it means it's going to go to the graveyard, and that means I'm going to be able to recast it with Breach if I find Breach. Obviously, I'm planning to go off with Thopter Sword this turn, but... So are they throwing... Oh, they're throwing... Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't matter. Does it? No, it does matter, because I had the Thopter Foundries in my graveyard. So... Played Bauble, or sack my Bauble here. So we're going to draw a Sword and a Delta. They have another artifact, so... First thing I'm going to do... Is milling myself any good right now? I don't really think so, because I can't... I need a Breach or... Okay, so I can use Grinding Station to make a mana here, and then untap it. So that's kind of neat. Gives me discount on my sword. I think I'm going to spin Urza first, and I'm going to sack this Delta first to try to reduce the number of lands in my deck. It barely matters, but we're going to do it anyway. Tap Grinding Station, Mox Amber, 1, 1. Okay, spin my Urza. Got 2 mana remaining if we need it. Bauble comes in, sure. It's going to untap my Grinding Station, which is sweet. That's fine, yes please. I'm going to tap my Sword of the Meek to play Emry. So if Emry stays alive for a turn, it means that we get to win the game with Thopter Sword combo. So I'm going to equip the Sword of the Meek to her. Could Edict them and maybe sack the Thopter. Yeah, I guess so. But I think putting the Sword of the Meek on Emry makes her hard enough to kill. And Urza's just sitting here generating some value. So they kind of are stuck between a rock and a hard place here. They do have 6 mana, so maybe they can do enough here. We will see. Okay. Missed the equip, way better play. Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely something that I've done before in a bunch of situations that seems pretty good. Okay, they got a land, follow up on Tracker, and then a Chandra, I would assume. Would I like to... This is so weird that this is symmetrical. You go, Grinding Station. You go. Sprawl. Okay, cool. So, no, they could still do Chandra things here. They're just being maximally efficient. Huntmaster of the Fells. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. That's not gonna do it. Cool. Take 1, and then we just go off. It's over. Sweet. So first match is a win. Not bad. .jpg. Oh, hold on. I don't have black mana in play, but I can get it. Snow-covered swamp, just in case. Oh wait. So we're now infinite. So tap that for 1 mana. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sack Sword of the Meek. Oof, we got way too many triggers. So stack these. Always yield. Always yield. So use it. Thank you, Asian Avenger, whoever you are. Forgot Sword of the Meek has text. Yeah, it's weird when you actually have to use it. So beat the green-red Ponza Moon deck in match number 1 there. Fumbled around. Definitely could have gone off faster and just won game 2. But thoroughly unfamiliar with this deck. So flipping back to the deck list for a second. So we need Breach or Emry in play to go off most of the time. Wishclaw Talisman allows Emry to get the Breach depending on the situation. This is probably the least good hand, but I'm going to keep it in the dark when my opponent took a mulligan. Foothills, sure. Foothills is fine. Yeah, throwing the Sword of the Meek, throwing the Sword of the Meek on Urza is sometimes great. It just gives him that fat booty. It's so hard for them to be able to kill a 2/6, unless they have a Fatal Push. But it is that niche case of occasionally it's just excellent. My opponent seems like a pleasant human. Tojo 85. Seeing a lot of wooded foothills today, and looking through the last deck dump, it seemed like there was an obscene amount of teamer control and mid-range decks. I think Blood Moon is real hot right now. Certainly seems like it. Okay, so we can draw a Emry here, so I'm not going to sack this Bauble. I already have a play for turn 2, so hey, speak of the devil. This is an interesting situation. Again, I have not played this deck like at all, so I don't actually know which of these things is greatest to play. I think in the face of this open red mana, I actually am going to play Goblin Engineer, with the reasoning being that if the Engineer dies, it gets the Sword of the Meek into my graveyard, which is kind of what I want it to do almost all the time. So the other thing you can do with Goblin Engineer is use him as a sort of little value engine, where you throw something like a Arcum's Astrolabe or Mishra's Bauble into your graveyard, and you just swap it back and forth. Did you like Blood Moon main deck in that Urza Ren 6 deck? I've got a build for the week, and I'm not sure I should main deck them. I think, yeah. I think main decking Blood Moon is probably the right choice in this meta, if you can. So, if you want to play like a fair mid-range Urza deck, you should probably be playing one that doesn't have a land package, doesn't have Ren and 6, and does have Blood Moon. And then even the Grixis Whirza decks, you can be playing that. Blood Moon, that's fine. Again, we're just nicely set up, so we don't really care. This doesn't mean we don't have any black mana right now, but as of this moment, it doesn't matter. So one of the nice things about playing this deck and some of the other ones I've played is just not being vulnerable to Blood Moon right now is great. Mill myself a bunch more. And we do have the second blue for Urza, assuming they don't destroy my island. If they do, we might have to be a little more conservative with the other island in the hand. They don't have double green. They do have a Chandra. That's going to pick off our Emry here. We are going to get to resolve Urza next turn, so hopefully that can pull us into this game. So it looks like we're playing some mid-range here. All right, Breach, Grinding Station. We don't have the other pieces that we need yet to go off, so I am going to play the Urza here. But worth noting, I believe we're fairly close. So we're just looking for 2 Mox Ambers in the graveyard, or I've got the 1 Mishra's Bauble, but I don't have a second. Shoot, I missed mana there that I could have had. Well, it's fine. I wasn't going to do anything with it. So, yeah, I think you shouldn't be playing Urza with Wrenn and 6 because Wrenn and 6 kind of means that you should be playing a land package, but, well, this is Glorybringer, Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, that can be good. No, they flipped a Blood Moon, so that doesn't matter. Good. Redundant Blood Moon is fine. If they attack, I'm just going to take the 3. I'm not really fussed. Oh, they Chandra for mana. All right, I'm going to sack my Construct to grind myself here. So there's a good chance. Okay, so there's a second Bauble in the graveyard, which I believe means the Breach just takes us to the win here. So let's find out. So gonna play Underworld Breach. Okay, so I'm going to sacrifice Mishra's Bauble to target myself to mill. Then we're going to play the Bauble, exiling 3 cards. Doesn't really matter what. It's going to come into play. So at this point, I think I can go always yield. And I don't know how to save targets. Let's find out if I can figure it out this game. Yes, I would like to untap it. Okay, so sacrifice an artifact and save targets. So I'm going to target myself, sack the Bauble, mill me for 3. Then we play the Bauble again. So we can keep doing this until I find either and I can actually float a mana each time I do this, so should be doing that. Okay, sacrifice that. Okay, now we got Mox Ambers in here too, so doesn't matter because we can make mana no matter what, but worth noting we're kind of going off twice here. So exile 3 lands, sure. So we're just looking to find the Thassa's Oracle and then just leave it in there. So we just have to mill ourselves through our entire library, so that's going to be 10 more times. So play the Bauble, Engineer, Emry, and Bauble. Yep. Okay. Use the ability, yes please. Tap the Bauble, grind myself. Okay. So cast Bauble again. I also have Thopter Foundry here, so I can go off in different ways. Exiling Breach is no problem. I could put a second Breach into play if I wanted to, but I don't think I need the redundancy because they're tapped down. So if I check my exile, sure, I haven't exiled. I have not exiled the Thassa's Oracle. I grind myself, sack the Bauble. Another Urza in there, sure. Cast Bauble. Exile 1, 2, 3. Okey doke. Got 7 more activations to go. Alright. Cast the Bauble. Exile 1, 2, 3. Got more than enough mana, so I'm going to stop doing that step. Just grind myself. Cast the Bauble, exile 1, 2, 3. Sack the Bauble. Cast the Bauble, exile 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to start exiling the top 3 each time. Kind of saves time. And then if and when we hit the Thassa's Oracle, that's really the only thing we need to worry about. So, okay. Still haven't hit it. And a little concerned it's in my deck, right? Like, it's got to be in here, right? I'm going to exile some of these. Yes. Sack the Bauble. There's the Oracle. Okay. So we cast the Bauble. Exile 1, 2, 3. 6 cards in the library, so I only have to do this one more time. Or sorry, 2 more times. Choo 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 choo. Bing ba ding bing 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 ba ding bing 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 ding ba doo 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 doo. Les freak, say chic. Freak out. Doo doo ba ding 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 bing bing ba ding ba ding bing 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 ba doo ba doo ba ding bing 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 boom bim. And then we just have to exile 3 for the Oracle. And we did it. All right. We're only down on clock by just 2 minutes. Baboosh! Bauble generates blue too. Yeah. So yeah, you just deck yourself from there and play Oracle. So actually, the grinding station means that because the grinding station just is the sacrifice engine, then you just do that way. All right. So Thoughtseizes seem good. Maybe Psy again. I think again Pharika's Libations seem like it could be okay. Maybe. I'm not even sure that we need that. It's just red and green's interaction for this combo just seems so poor. And those decks in particular, the way they're constructed. All right. So Psy. Maybe something like Tezzeret, just in case. No. So I think our plan here is just to go off as fast as we can. All right. So 3 cuts. So again, EE seems medium here. Goblin Engineer again seems medium just because it's going to die so easily. I will go cry as you destroy my 5-0. Oh, please don't tell me they're 4-0. Well, I'm going to tell them they can still win this match because I absolutely believe it. This is a very medium draw, and we're on the draw, so I'm going to mulligan that. Just too slow. This is like semi-reasonable. Not in that it's so much better, but it's just got a lot of redundant combo pieces. So I'm going to toss that card on the bottom. See how she goes. Alright, so gonna play the Delta here. Less chance of getting Stone Rained. Sprawl, sure. So they're gonna have 2 mana at least. Ren 6. Oh, another Arbor Elf. All right, that's a hand. And they bolt me because they didn't want to waste the mana. That's a little aggressive. All right. I've got Grinding Station and Breach in my hand already. So, gonna throw out, I think, the tapped Watery Grave. Guess in the face of a moon, it'll be like not the best, but because I've got a redundant Grinding Station, I'm just gonna play one out early. See what happens. So if I draw a 0 mana artifact, can I just start going off? I guess I can. The question is, can I generate enough mana to win the game if I do that? I don't think so, but we will find out. I'm not responding to anything. I'm just going to F6 here. What am I doing with my life? That's a choke. That is a choke. All right. So there is a Blood Crypt in this deck. So I'm going to go fetch shock my Blood Crypt. Yeah. And then I can't play Thopter Foundry. I can play another Grinding Station. I guess I will. Tireless Tracker looking not so hot in the face of this landless draw, but another Arbor Elf. Goodness gracious. And another Tireless Tracker. All right, so we're in an okay spot. We're going to go to 10 here, and with their current board, so we're going to go to 9 here, and they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they have exactly lethal on board. So I think I'm supposed to grind myself here at end of turn. And I flipped Sword of the Meek and an Emry, so that doesn't help. That doesn't help. So I play Island Breach. I can cast Emry. No, I cannot. I think I'm just dead. Yeah. Because I only have one artifact in play because I sacked the Grinding Station. But then I wouldn't have milled these things in. So actually, if I play Breach, sack the Grinding Station, I don't think that can possibly work out, but I guess it's my only try. I guess if I flip multiple 0 mana artifacts here, so I will mill myself, sack the Grinding Station. And then didn't flip anything useful and die. Cool. All right. Going to game 3. Okie dokie. No problem. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the EE, I guess, because maybe we run into a similar board state and we just horrifyingly punish them. Maybe the pushes are more worth having. I don't know. But I don't know which interaction to board out. Wishclaw Talisman hasn't seemed very good at all yet, although I'm sure it would be. No, I think I like the way I was before. Got the nail biter heading into game number 3 against this person who's almost 5-0, but we're on the play. This is turn 1 Emry, so I'm definitely keeping this. Is this turn 1 Emry? It is not. I am not correct, but that's okay. This is a very, very reasonable hand. We're going to keep it. There's a big difference between turn 1 Emry and not, but I don't think you look this kind of hand in the mouth. So we're going basic island Emry, or sorry, basic island Astrolabe. Slightly tempted to get my snow-covered mountain here. I think there is one because of those chokes, but yeah. I'm not going to need double blue soon, plus I'll have the amber and everything for that, so play the Labe. To-do. Alright, cool. Gonna be just fine, folks. Gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be fine here. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. We're gonna be fine. Don't shatter me, bro. Broseph, Brosephine, robot. Alright. Sweet draw there. Can't quite turn to Urza, but I'll take it. The way my board's set up, it's almost worth grabbing the Blood Crypt again. Feel like I could lose everything, but do I do it? Do I play around everything like that? It seems insane. Or I get the swamp. Let's get the swamp. This is my swamp. Play Emry for a blue here. Trigger. So we need a breach. Good. Okay, good, good, good. Almost accidentally cast the second Mox. Glad I did not. I could do it if I want to play this Thassa's Oracle this turn, but I'd rather save it just in case I needed to play the Urza next turn. So, turn 3 Urza after a turn 2 Emry, not as excessive as some of the builds. They're on 3 mana. See Pillage, Stone Rain, another Arbor Elf. That's good. It's one of the better draws from our side. Yep. Damping Sphere. Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? Okay, so Urza Thopter Sword combo goes off through that, no problem. So I can still play my Urza this turn. No, I cannot right now. So I need to draw a land in order to be able to do that. So sacrifice my Chromatic Star for a blue. Draw a card. Yep. Perfect. And this can deal with our boy Damping Sphere over there. Cool. So Steam Vents, Shock. Play Urza. Use Emry. Emry play the Chromatic Star. Tap 1. Tap 2. Cool. Star is in. A star is born. Pass the turn back. So we're just kind of squeezing them with different combo pieces already. There's nothing on 2CMC so far, so definitely cleared for takeoff as far as goodness gracious. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. All right. So we're going to have to EE the cage first. Oh, they've got double Arbor Elf. We're definitely EEing on one this turn if that option is available. It's not really going to hurt us that much. We're only going to lose an Astrolabe, which will draw us a card when we replay it. He was hoping this is like Tireless Tracker or Blood Moon here. Friendly reminder, we have to kill the Grafdigger's Cage first because otherwise we can't replay the EE. And we only have the one. So it looks like EE coming back in this game 3 might be clutch. Might have been really important. What do you have, opponent? Is this Pillage? Is this Stone Rain? Is this Blood Moon? Is this Tireless Tracker? How am I gonna have to navigate this game further? Oh, you've got a Damping Sphere. So it couldn't be any of those things. It has to cost 2. Okay. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. So that's good for us though. I'm gonna keep my Chromatic Star in play. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my star in play for the extra mana this turn. Drew a land that is A+. So first we're gonna go EE on 1. So then we go tap, 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 EE, pay 2, pa-pow, draw a card. Cool. Now the cage is gone, so I can replay my Engineered Explosives. It's going to cost me 1 extra, but that's okay because we just have to play it for 2 colors. So X is 1, but we've paid 2 colors for this, so that's all that really matters. So we play the EE, and then I'm going to go attack step, crack in for 4. And then I don't actually need to activate that right now. And I can play a Thassa's Oracle to set myself up for next turn. She's going to cost me 4. All right, can't do that. That's fine. So I'll just leave it there on 2 in the off chance that it messes with their turn. If they draw a Utopia Sprawl or something like that, it can mess with their turn. Okay, so tap that, pop that. Okay, go to my turn. Okay, we got infinite lands. So gonna use Emry for Astrolabe. It's deck feeling pretty sweet so far, honestly. I was not expecting this to be as much fun, but I guess taking a bunch of game actions is kind of awesome. So draw. Okay, that's sort of the Meek. We don't have the Thopter Foundry yet, and I don't have a way to draw it. So I think I can just play the sword here. Attack for 5. We got a reasonable beatdown plan going here too. I mean, they're on very little here, but play Thassa's Oracle. We get to go for 5 again. I think, does this Breach on top win the game? No, but Wishclaw does. All right, cool. So we have the game win in multiple ways next turn, I believe. So feels good, man. Feels good. Doesn't feel great to destroy someone's 5-0, but we're going to be rocking and reeling. Oh no, I was on the right setup. Huh. We're going to be rocking and reeling into match number 3 here. Bobberan, Bob, Bobberan. Went to the dance, looking for romance. Saw Bob Moran, so I thought I took the chance. Alright. Win and die roll. Feels good. We have the setup for turn 1 Emry, but no Emry. But I've got a turn 2 Goblin Engineer who can start recycling things for value. I think on the play, this is definitely keepable. Well, thank you, Magic Mania. I'm really not, I'm not thrilled about denying you the 5-0 there, but you wouldn't want it if you hadn't earned it. I mean, I've got a lot of 4-1s to my name. I only have a handful of 5-0s, so gonna upkeep Bauble them as always, just because if they are playing a black X mid-range deck, we want to keep that card secret, but I'd also like to know what they're drawing. Lightning bolts. Alright, it's been like all Blood Moons today. Everyone wants to play Blood Moon. Yeah, this is the literally 3 in a row of almost exactly the same deck. So, and I'm guessing we have a really good matchup here, so Grinding Station, Thopter Foundry. Interesting. Oh, so I can put together Sword, Thopter Sword here. But in this matchup, it seemed like Grinding Station combo is better, but I don't really have access to that unless my Goblin Engineer is allowed to get me a Wishclaw Talisman. So I think we just go get the sword. I think Thopter Sword really beats them up in game 1, so although they can play through it, should be reasonable. Alright. Could be Moon, could be Stone Rain. Clothis. Oh. Okay, so I want that sword out of my yard, like now, which I guess I'm going to get to do, so that's fine. Hey, look, it was that thing we talked about just a second ago. Alright, so that can get me a breach if I need it. But what I want to do right now is turn this Astrolabe into a sword. So I'm going to go get black. We use black-blue for Thopter Foundry. Activate Thopter Foundry, sack my Astrolabe. That cycles that into that. And then we bring the sword back and equip it. Sword is now in play. Safe and sound. So Clothis can start eating cards from my graveyard, but that's okay. They can get a land here and accelerate themselves, but I'm going to take the Astrolabe. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. Seasoned Pyromancer. That's way too fair. You are in trouble, friend. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Discards Bolt, discards Bolt. Goodness gracious. Just no respect for the Goblin Engineer, I guess. It's a bit strange. Okay. I can play Wishclaw, but I can't wish with it this turn and do anything else. So I can go Wishclaw, Grinding Station, and then next turn I wish for Breach, and that's game, but I already have a combo in play that kind of wins me the game. So at 18, kind of got 2 combos in play. So basically we've redundantly won the game at this point, which seems obscene. But again, we've played against sort of Ponza Moon 3 matches in a row here, so I think they have an atrociously bad matchup here. Yeah, so this is going to animate their Clothis. So they can crack in for a reasonably huge amount, but the problem is we're not going to die. The problem from their perspective. So Glory Banger, yeah. Okay. So I take 10, 11, 12. I can go to 4 here. Or I could chump block with my Engineer. Not really incentivized to do that, so I think I'm just going to go to 4. I don't think there's any 0 mana way that can kill me other than like double mutagenic growth, which is tad unlikely. I can fire off Grinding Station at end of turn here to sack my sword, but that doesn't seem relevant. All right, so we Wishclaw Talisman using blue, sure. I don't have a legend in play yet, so I'm going to need to do that before I win the game. So get Breach, play Breach. So, gonna end save targets, target myself, tap that, sack the sword. Okay, flipped some useful artifacts here. Play Mox Amber. Okay, they scoop to that. Yep, alright. Opponent knows what's up. They know they're dead. So what we would do there is just keep recycling out 0 mana artifacts until we could play an Emry, play the Emry. The only reason we're playing the Emry is to have access to the mana from Mox Amber, and then we use Mox Ambers to play the Thassa's Oracle once we hit it. Okay, so I want to board in pushes and Thought Seizes, but so Engineer seems medium. Didn't really need it there. And Wishclaws, something like that. Or am I supposed to just keep leaning into the combo? I'm not really sure. Just trying to live and learn. The problem with the last 2 matches is that when I've boarded in Fatal Push and Thoughtseize, I literally haven't drawn them. I guess Thoughtseize is pretty bad against that deck. Wishclaw gets me whatever combo piece I'm missing. Goblin Engineer can only kind of half do it. And Sai again seems like... I think Sai is the wrong plan. I think we just got to combo them. Keep their 7. It's like not the best 7, but it's got 2 redraws. We're insulated from Stone Rains, Pillages, and things of that nature. So a Wishclaw Talisman can get us going. Relic of Progenitus. Well, that's pretty good against my deck now, isn't it? So we'll go Delta, Bauble. Pass the turn. I have my snow-covered swamp in hand, so... Grafdigger's Cage. Goodness gracious. All right. So definitely need my engineered explosives. This can fetch Watery Grave, I guess. Not going to worry about choke just yet. Snow-covered swamp. Let's go Astrolabe, Chromatic Star here. This means that if they try to destroy... Sorry, what was I thinking? I had a thought. It's gone now. Oh, that when I play the Wishclaw Talisman, if they try to destroy it, then I can activate it in response, and then I will still get to search, but it'll be destroyed before it goes over to them. I don't know if I want to Bauble here. I guess that I do. It means I lose the Bauble forever, but there's plenty more 0 mana artifacts in my deck. So we have options as ways to win the game. Can always just go with the Urza mid-range beatdown plan. This is a pretty fortunate draw, but I think I'm sticking with my plan. fire off the Wishclaw. The claw. So Wishclaw, though, worth noting, you can only activate on your turn. So if I pass the turn to them, I'm not going to be able to use it. Yeah, it's not sorcery speed, but it's only activatable on your turn. So yeah, they would have to destroy it on my turn for that. So worth pointing out, not something that I mentioned, but yeah. Okay, so they're going to probably go Chandra next turn. That's fine for me. Sorry, opponent. I left my upkeep stop on. Vista likely to be getting my basic mountain here. So this is going to be a problem. Like, this is a sort of a classic problem for that kind of deck in that they kept a hand with their hate pieces, but they're not going to be able to... They're not going to be able to stop me from going off. Okay, I think I'm supposed to be able to combo here with what I have in my hand. However, I don't think that I am clever enough to do it in the face of the relic. So instead of that, I'm going to play my Urza and play my engineered explosives, I think. Want to use that mana for anything? Oh, I was supposed to play that EE on 1, and I totally didn't. I made the misclick that I occasionally make. Well, here's hoping it doesn't punish us too hard. The way Breach works, we might be okay. We'll see. That's a pretty big punt. But the way Breach works, we might be okay. If they tap out at any point, we can definitely get them, no problem. Clothis, yep. Can also just start beating them down here. We have no cards in our graveyard, so... Can I grab both halves of Thopter Sword? No, I cannot. Not right now. Okay, so play Astrolabe. Draw. Second Wishclaw Talisman. Okay, so now I can get both halves of Thopter Sword. So I think that is what we do here. Can play Chromatic Star. I have more than enough redundant artifacts here, so Wishclaw just takes a colorless to activate. That's fine. Yeah, so we're just going to Thopter Sword them here, and there's nothing they can do about that. We have enough redundant artifacts. It's not going to be a problem, so use Wishclaw. Put Thopter Foundry into my hand, which I do need extra colors for. So actually, am I going to be okay here? So that costs me 2. Sword costs me 2. Unfortunately, these have to tap to activate. So actually, I don't think I can do that way. So what I am going to do is tap. Because I have a black open. Cool. I'm going to tap Engineer Explosives. Yeah, that's the one that matters for sure the least. Play Thopter Foundry. So, okay, now I can see this more clearly. So, if I use 1 and the Wishclaw, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Then I can play the sword, that gives me 1 more, and then I have 3 mana left. So yeah, I'm okay. All right, hold on. I have to use the Wishclaw, so that 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, okay, we're fine. I need only 1 mana on top of when I combo, so yeah, it's okay. And the reason I need mana is because they have a Relic of Progenitus, so they can try to exile my sword. And when they try to exile my sword, we use another. We sacrifice another artifact in order to get it back again. So, oops. So tap the sword, activate Thopter Foundry, sack the sword. Sword is in my graveyard. This is the moment where they have to try to exile it. This is the moment where I tap my Thopter Foundry, activate it, and sack my Chromatic Star, and this should be where they concede the game. Yeah, cool. So I just needed to prove to them that I was able to get out from under that, and we win that match 2-0. Yeah, thank you, Pogo Shark, for confirming that I can do the thing. Had to tank there for a little minute, so definitely don't play the combo versions of Urza as much as the mid-range. And usually when I'm playing the combo version, it's a more controlling deck where I'm not looking for such tight edges on my combo, but that definitely worked. So we are 3-0 here, although again, we've exclusively played against Ponza or red-green Blood Moon aggro, so I haven't seen any Kioras yet, so this deck is so unfair. I completely agree with you. Please go read my article that is a love letter to Cryptic Command for the kind of decks that I normally like to play. This is not the kind of deck I normally like to play. It's just I've filled my YouTube with as many different Urza archetypes as I've been able to find in the last little while. And no, I know you played me. I remember you. I'm just saying this is not normally how... Yeah. Imagine all 3 Ponza pilots being in the same league. Yeah, I think it's just that it is actually a reasonable archetype to be playing right now. Since the bans, Amulet Titan didn't get hit at all, so that deck has sort of been the big bad. Urza needed a little while to recover, and it seems like Urza has stabilized, with blue-black being the most competitive of the Urza decks. And then blue-green occasionally puts up results, and then other interesting variations do as well. But this Breach version feels pretty obscene, and I grabbed this list from the most recent preliminary, and it was the 5-0, so. On the die roll, sure. Unkeepable hand, mulligan. Semi-keepable hand? It's rough, but I'm going to keep it. It has a plan. It's not a good plan, but I get to go turn 1 Blood Crypt tapped. We'll see what happens against MC Wright. I've played so many Amulet and Tron decks lately. Yeah, I don't know why Tron is a thing. Okay, it looks like we've hit Prowess deck wins. I don't know why Tron is a thing right now. It doesn't seem like it should be very particularly good right now with all of the incidental hate that it would get from Titan decks. But what do I know? So Prowess deck wins. So this is definitely the Fatal Push matchup, and this hand is not great. Definitely need to draw some kind of combo piece reasonably quickly. Lava Spike, yep. E-Tron and even more Mono Blue Tron. Mono Blue Tron, I guess I could imagine, because Mono Blue Tron does actually have answers for Blood Moons and things of that nature. They flipped up Bedlam Reveler, so they're pretty unlikely to cast that, so that's kind of a dead flip there. So that kind of works for us, and we're gonna upkeep Bauble them. I don't have interaction in my deck, right? I'm not some kind of madman that's playing a deck with interaction. What are they drawing? Manamorphose. Alright, well, maybe spoke too soon about them not being able to cast this Bedlam Reveler. So 1-2, we'll cast the Manamorphose. Yeah. They can Burst Lightning, because that's a net 0 on the Bedlam Reveler. They just need... They need to gain 1 more mana to cast the Bedlam Reveler. Okay. I don't think they're going to be able to do it, which is okay for us. Although we're likely to take a good whack of damage more. Lava Spike, yeah. So we're going to 9. And then the Soulscar Mage puts us to 5. And our Delta puts us to 4. Oh, sorry. Did we just died? We're going to 1? We're going to 1. So I think we're dead. Because got 2 draws here. Deck doesn't play any interaction. I guess that's a blocker, technically. So if they have literally no burn spells, we could live here. Flipped the 3rd Emry. And I bottomed an Urza on the mulligan, so we didn't have quite enough mana this turn to also jam out the Urza. Crash through. Okay, so we're just dead. Not technically dead yet, but I'm about to be. Swift Spear. Yeah, now technically dead. Cool. Got it. Got it. Got it. We died. Why didn't you mill me in game 1, or is it just win more? I'm pretty sure it's win more. I'm pretty sure the way this deck is supposed to win is you just go off Thassa's Oracle. I think it's the faster win. Faster, lower risk. Okay, so Sigh sounds great. Fatal Push seems great. Battle at the Bridge seems insane. Echoing Truth seems acceptable. And maybe Tezzeret. So, Wishclaw is heinously slow. Thassa's Oracle, maybe? I feel like just taking out some of the combo kill. Well, no, that seems... So, Goblin Engineer getting Sword is very, very good. I feel like I could just take out all the breaches here, though. Is that crazy? It's probably crazy. Play this like a blue-black Urza deck that's just trying to get Sword of the Meek Thopter going. Thopter Sword. Is that crazy? That's almost definitely crazy. I bet it's bored out the Emrys. But they're so good. But they're so bad against that deck. They're not as bad as they could be because that deck does play not a lot of shock effects. They have Burst Lightning. Without Breach, you need Thassas. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that, yeah. So I guess it's possible we go like board out Thassa and Breach. Board in Wishclaw Talisman. Seems like an okay setup. Still playing these grinding stations, which are not great without the breaches. So I could do something like that, but Wishclaw seems so slow. And Wishclaw on a combo that doesn't win me the game seems less than great. I don't know. Let's try this setup. It doesn't seem like the most insane thing in the world. It's kind of like we're playing Grixis or Urza here. That's a wonderfully reasonable opening hand. Mull to 6. So the only creature that they could play on turn 1 that I'm like even a little incentivized to push is Monastery Swiftspear. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to lead on Scalding Tarn to get a tapped Watery Grave. I'm going to throw 1 Bauble at them this turn. I'm I'm going to keep the other one in case I need it for Thopter. Lightning Bolt on top, sure. Yeah. I don't think this is the build against which I should have kept in the Emrys. So I think if we get a game 3, I'm going to bring back in the Breach combo. But we shall see. Okay, I guess those are things that could happen here. So Chromatic Star is a great draw because it is a Thopter that that draws me a card. Still gonna hold on to these for now. So I get bolted. I get lava darted. Sure. Gonna hold on to these for now, just because we could still pick up Psy that we boarded in. Runaway Steamkin is fine. I've got this Fatal Push. I think I'm gonna end a turn Bauble. I'm just interested in hitting more land drops. They've got another lava. They've got a lava spike, so they've got a bolt in hand and a lava spike on top. Okay. Blood Crypt is a fine draw. Tapped is fine. I think I can let them start putting some eggs in the Steamkin basket here. It's a gross steamy basket. So this spike. Yeah, spike me, sure. I wonder if I'm supposed to Echoing Truth this turn because it buys me a bunch of tempo. Light up the stage. Yeah, definitely don't want that happening. Yeah, I don't need to kill the Steamkin yet because they'll just end up spending 2 mana to play it next turn. So I'm going to bounce the Steamkin here and let them have their light up the stage. Actually, didn't have a choice on it, just saying. Lightning Bolt me? Yeah, sure. I guess while I'm tapped down, but this means they don't have that to put a counter on their Steamkin, so. Oh, Lava Dart. Okay. But they can't play another card. Oh, this gets them up to 3. Oh, I messed up. Alright. So depending on... Okay, so they can replay the Steamkin for free. Yeah, okay, I messed up here. Well played, opponent. They hit a mountain and a light up the stage. So they get to play Steamkin light up the stage this turn. They also have a Lava Dart. No, the Lava Dart is they exiled it from their graveyard. Okay, so we should be fine. They did get a pretty sweet play out of that. They light up for Crash Through Lava Spike, so I'm going to take some damage next turn. They're going to get to draw a card, but I think we're going to be okay. Sword of the Meek. Already have Thopter Foundry in play. Cool. So, gonna play that. So, they have a land in exile that they get to play. +2 spells, but they're both sorceries. So, unless their hand is an instant. You know what? I'm just, yeah, let's not mess around. Just kill the Steamkin, and then all we need is a land, and then we win this game because we go to infinite life, which I'm pretty sure the prowess deck can do nigh infinite damage, but not literally factual infinite damage. They go Crash Through in case they draw a Kiln Fiend, I suppose. Then Lava Dart. Sorry, Lava Spike. Vista. Alright, so it should be the game win. But we're going to have to win game 3 on the draw, so obviously the less easy one. Put Urza Lord High Artificer onto the stack. Baboosh! Alright, so Grinding Station and Breaches can come back. Emry can go. They just have so many spells that actually kill it. And then I want this Echoing Truth. Maybe Bolas on the draw. Agent of Bolas on the draw is no good. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So Yeah, we have all our combos. We just took out the Emry engine because it's just so unlikely to live. And then we should bring back Thassa's Oracle and maybe toss one Goblin Engineer. Goblin Engineer is not so good with Breach combo. Good with Thopter Sword, but slow and not great with Breach combo. So got to get a little lucky going into Game 3 here against Prowess Deck Wins. That's a pretty damn good opening hand. Of course, they kept their 7-2, so... Leyline of the Void. Well, this Echoing Truth looks great right now. Crash through, sure. I've got breaches. Bauble. Bauble. Pass the turn back. I'll say one thing. This league is going lightning quick. We're just comboing off on people. People are comboing off on us. It's I don't know if it's a good time, but it's a time. So, unless something horribly untoward happens here, we're gonna Echoing Truth at end of turn and then draw at least one card. Shrine of Burning Rage with a sweet moto art with a very angry Karn. Look at how mad that Karn is. He's so mad. Right. Am I taking one? Am I taking actual factual one? Oh my god, this is amazing. They have Graph Digger's Cage? No, okay. Light up the stage. That's fair. Totally lit fam. So Spear Mountain, sure. So they've definitely got their whole life planned out. Glad I kept the Echoing Truth in the deck. Glad I kept a hand that had it. Gonna Bauble Venom end of turn. Fiery Islet on top. That's not bad for us. Love to draw Black Source and a Fatal Push. That is not both those things, but that is one of those things. Suppose I can always get basic Swamp if I need it, so we'll just play Island here. Still not doing super great, but if we draw a Grinding Station, we'll be in good shape, so I think Grinding Station would actually win from here, so yeah. They can put out a ludicrous amount of damage this turn, though, so let's not die. I need the mana from Bauble if I want to go off next turn, though. Yep. So no more cards left in exile for them. They can just go off pretty hard here. Oh, boy. Yeah. So that's 2 spells for the price of none. They get to go... Okay, they sack the... Yep. Okay. So they have 3 mana potentially... Got a 2/3 and a 4/4, so they can swing for 6, then jam me for 4, so put me to 8. That's without playing any more spells. If they have 3 1-cost spells in their hand, I think I'm just dead. Bolt, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just dying here on turn 4, which is what it is. A Brade. Yeah. Tad unfortunate, but... So we're going to take a whack, but I don't think we're actually going to die. Lavadart with flashback, sure. Well, maybe we are still going to die. Yeah, we're still dead. Steamkin doing work. Very well done, opponent. So Prowess deck wins, showing why it is doing as well as it is in the meta. Woof! And Fatal Push, of course, was on top. Yeah. Close there. Very close. I hit the washroom before we get into match number 5. Finally suffered a loss, but that's all right. Finally played against something that wasn't red-green Ponza Moon. Alrighty then, match the 5th. 5th match. Let's see if we can get another 4-1 under our belt here. Rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling into match number 5. But yeah, this oh, by code de Gaia. We've played against this person too. Played against a lot of these trophy leaders. Neat. Winning the die roll. That's a good way to start. We've got almost a full combo here, so good to go. It's weird. This deck is like a kind of 2-card Monty deck. I mean, the combos are actually 3 cards each, so it's like a 3-card Monty deck. Okay, this has got to be Dredge. Unless it's just a very unlucky person, but you know, Delta, Bauble, pass the turn. Definitely want to play at this grinding station ASAP. Missed the upkeep bubble. Oh, once upon a time. Okay, so it could be Tron or Omelette. Keeper X with their Oko Thief of Crowns Prestige. Tranquil Thicket. And they reveal a Tarmogoyf. Okay, maybe it's one of the Teamer control piles. No. Alright. Thopter Foundry seems okay. I'm going to throw out the grinding station here. We're going to bauble on their upkeep because if we draw Breach, we are there. They're drawing Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, so it's like Bant lands Stoneforge. Oh, Naya lands Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, that's something. They got stuff going on over there. That's for sure. Hey, look, we did the thing. All right, so land, Mox Amber, grind myself. Sack the Ember for it? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Breach. Okay, so we just go off from here. So play 1, 2, 3. Actually, I want to play... I need to get that Emry into play, so hold on. Let's play the Bauble. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sack the Bauble targeting myself right now, but that's okay. I don't need to do that right now. Well, am I not going to have enough mana to go off this turn? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I screwed up here. Can't play the Emry without 3 cards in my graveyard. So I can grind my library all the way down, starting here. But can I gain cards in my graveyard, or am I just screwed? So save targets, target myself, sack the Bauble. Can play Emry, but she's not free. I need to put one artifact into play. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I should have not tried to go off yet. What I can do is keep going until I have Sword of the Meek in my graveyard. Yeah. So grind myself. Goblin Engineer's fine. Play the Bauble. Exile Engineer. Mox Amber. Sure. Untap. Yep. Sack the artifact. Okay. Play the Bauble. Just looking for Sword of the Meek, and then I can stop. Okay. Yes. So a bit of a weird game here, but okay, there's the sword. Cool. So now I can stop and just play Mox Amber. So exile Scalding Tarn, Chromatic Star, and Bauble. Okay. I guess, no, I should have kept something that could draw me a land, I suppose, is the way to think about this. Because I need to draw a land. Oops. Oh. I will take it. Yep. So they get a Batterskull. Batterskull can't get through against me. Because I can just turn my Mox Amber into a Thopter, so I just need to draw another land. Did exile a good number of them, but so can destroy. Can block the Stoneforge here. Path my Thopter. Yeah, that's fine. So this is actually going to give me the land to win the game, assuming that there's another basic in my deck. Oh, they pathed their Stoneforge. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Vista should win me the game here. I did not check if I have another basic, but there should be one. One is all I need. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So, interesting, quote-unquote, game one there against Naya Stoneforge something. So, definitely want Fatal Pushes and Blood Moons. Not sure on anything else. Thoughtsy seems reasonable. Ashiok seems reasonable. And the question is just how much do I want to stop being a linear combo deck? I feel like they're going to have Rest in Peace here, so I'm just going to wholesale gut my combo. See if this is a reasonable plan. So I'm just going to keep Thopter Foundry, and Sword of the Meek. And then just do things this way. Seems completely nuts, but maybe nuts is what we gotta be. Shenanigans seems okay too. Instead of a Thoughtseize. Let's try that way. Instead of an Ashiok? Sure. Just one Ashiok. Alright. Completely nonsensical sideboarding plan that's way over the top is go. Okay. Tap land go. It's a good start for us. I have turn 2 Emry here. There's a good chance she just immediately runs into Rest in Peace, but can't dodge a bullet. Once upon a time, sure. Birds of Paradise. Yep. Is it worth doing Goblin Engineer instead of Emry here? I don't think so. We could just sort of intentionally lose our Sword of the Meek instead of accidentally. So if I flipped it there, it would have been less than great, but okay. This also means we're set up for a turn 3 Urza, which ain't not bad. Path. Yeah, sure. It's actually kind of great. Still set up for turn 3 Urza. Get the snow-covered mountain in case there is a blood moon. Blast Zone, sure. Okay. So Vista can get only basics. Gonna get a second island here. Just throw in my Urza. Assuming that Urza resolves, we're gonna float a mana here off of my Bauble. And then another path, sure. I'm gonna tap 1 off my Bauble. Yes. I've got a couple more islands left in my deck. Hopefully they don't immediately choke me out here. The one floating, play Emry. Emry, Lurker of the Loch. We flipped Psy, Mox Amber, Tezzeret, and Blood Moon. And they had a third path to exile, so we're getting our last basic island. Good gravy. I suppose on the plus side, their Blast Zone isn't doing much, so they kept a hand with infinite interaction and nothing to do with it. I'm going to fetch a tap land just to get it out of my deck. Probably should have fetched something that the Blood Crypt because it's not an island in the face of potential blah 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 words. So kind of got a lot of eggs in my graveyard basket right now. And I've got a reasonable setup in play for beatdown, so just gonna pass the turn, bobble them on their upkeep. I'm just looking for draw steps. Need to find a little more action here. I'm gonna crank the Blast Zone to 2 or 3. I'm gonna crank the zone to 3. Okay, so Emry not long for this world. I'm gonna hold on to my Bauble in that case. Just don't need to cycle it. Okay, so they Blast Zone just to kill my Emry, that's fine. Construct kind of giving them the business here. Maybe they have Stoneforge? No. Okay. I think they're keeping up some form of interaction for my combo. So if I Goblin Engineer here, do I want Sword of the Meek? Or is Thopter Foundry smarter? Let's look at what I can get. I guess Wishclaw Talisman's pretty great with Goblin Engineer. It absolutely is. Wishclaw Talisman is great with Goblin Engineer. Cool. So, and we're going to fetch out our last fetchable land. They cycle Sunbaked Canyon, sure. So Construct is putting them on a squeeze in one direction. They still need removal for my Engineer in another direction. They still need some graveyard hate. So, looking pretty good here in game 2. Hardcast Batterskull. That is just the best. I am so excited about that play. Okay, so on my turn, I get to turn this Chromatic Star into a Wishclaw Talisman. So I'd like to draw a card. Let's Blood Crypt into play. No, I would not like to pay life. Okay. So draw 2. Urza. Does that mean I win? It's definitely not far away from it. Not far. So play Urza, get another Construct. Play Thoughtseize, see what's going on. Double land, okie doke. So I've found their secret shame. I don't think I'm incentivized to do anything here, so I could pop out something to draw a card, but oh yeah, no, okay, that's fair. So I'm gonna pop out my Wishclaw Talisman. Hold on. So I'm gonna tap Chromatic Star for 1. Gonna get my Wishclaw Talisman for a red. Sacrifice Star. Draw a card. Okay. Talisman comes into play, sure. So I've got 1 floating plus 2, 3, 4, 5. Spin my Urza. I guess I should have left the Wishclaw untapped just in case I did get the combo there, but that's fine. Delta is a tremendous draw because I do this Fatal Push as well. That doesn't get me a land. That's okay because I have this Summoning Sick Construct, and that can give me a black mana. And then we push the Germ. Then we crack in for 5. Put my opponent to 1. Looks like we hit the 4-1 here. So this deck looking kinda busted, just generally speaking. We did get beat up by Prowess Deck Wins. They got underneath us. We had some middling draws in that matchup, but Keeper X playing very, very quickly, so apologies to them if they ever do watch this. Just new to this deck, and it's very click intensive. So got the 4-1 with Urza Breach. It was actually a blast to play. Playing linear, powerful combo decks like this is not normally my bag, but doing it from time to time is probably fun. Breach Grinding Station was very powerful in some of the matchups, and rest of the deck felt generally good. Don't know if I would change anything. The sideboard is kind of all over the place a little bit, but I'm sure the person who made it knows exactly what they're doing with it because they did 5-0 a preliminary. So I'm going to be swapping over to Sultai Urza with Trackers. So that deck is right Modern. Sultai Urza Tracker from AO. Ow. Whatever that is. So yeah, Breach Urza. Quite a good time to blast off and just be able to mess people up. In Modern, playing the powerful linear deck was a good change of pace, and hit a 4-1 pretty easily. Seems to have a pretty good matchup against the Ponza decks, so if you're metagame is infested with Ponza decks and you just feel like blasting off at them, do it. And oh yeah, playing combo decks online is a lot more fun for me because I don't have to actually have a human being sitting across from me. Although on the downside, some of those games we had to play through the combo and actually find the Thassa Oracle and do that whole thing. And then it's way quicker to do in person with Grinding Station. Anyway, for anyone checking out this on YouTube, you can hop on over the next video with the tireless trackers and the Urzas if that is more your bag. And if you're here live with me, stick around for a few minutes as I get changed over to the Sultai tracker deck.